What's up, guys? Happy Monday. I am here. It's your girl V with Reality Recap with a specialty talk today. We've all heard all the things on Real Housewives of Potomac from Jazzy and her timeline and her relationship with her now fiance, Darius Harris. But I felt it necessary for us to hear the story and go straight to the source of Darius' children's mom because I just did not think it was fair for us to have to hear just one side of the story and not really get, because the math was not mathing. And I reached out to her name is Charlysa. I reached out to her, letting her know, look, and she's here. By the way, she's here, ready to come on. I wanted to create a safe space for her to tell her story, kind of give us the timeline and help us understand and make sense of it all because it just wasn't making any sense. And I see you guys checking in. We're streaming live right now across Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I can see your comments. Hello, everyone. Thank you for checking in. Now, before we bring Charlysa on, I do just want to play the clip that I think got all of us buzzing from Potomac with just the timeline. So let me see if I could bring that up real quick and let's take a look at and listen to what got us like, what in the world with these timelines?
That you did ask about Darius. He's been the best thing that has ever happened to me. He is someone that I'm going to marry.
Yes.
And we've had some bumps in the road, and we've gotten through those bumps. He's a great father to two boys that were both either there or already created before me.
How old are the children?
The children are 3 and turned 1 a month ago.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Jacqueline, if you have questions, I'm more than happy to answer.
She's told me this story like 8 times, 8 different ways.
I'm enjoying his little bachelor pad, and I look up and I'm like, there's a kid on the wall. That was the first kid. And then by the time we got serious, she was pregnant with the second one, Mia.
So that's kind of close to when you guys got together, right?
So you guys have only been together, what?
A couple years. When he and I were dating, she was about maybe 2 or 3 months pregnant.
Okay.
She was already pregnant before we even had sex.
Did he know?
He did not know. That was the delay in me knowing.
Been together 2 years. The baby is 1 year old, the first baby. Gestation for a baby is 9 months. So they had been dating for 3 months prior to him conceiving the second baby. Another 6 months, she finds out about the baby. 2 plus 2 is not equaling 4.
I've seen this. I've been through this. I dated someone who was in the league, NFL, that was very familiar to Jazzy's situation. He had 2 women pregnant at the same time. They happened to be twins. I dreamt about it. I seen the
Twins.
It was wait, 2 sets of twins? It was 2 people pregnant at the same time. That's all I'm gonna say. For me, I couldn't do that. I couldn't get past it.
Can you tell me what team he played for?
Leave me alone, Mia.
No, tell me what team, because this sounds really familiar. What team he played for? Oh. No, I say that because the same thing happened to me. So I'm just trying to make sure it's not the same guy. The Ravens?
Yeah. No. He played for Jesus at this point. Bottom line is, date any form of a successful man, you should be prepared.
Even if he's not successful.
I always support Jazzy in that this is not a conventional relationship, but I think in this group we're learning that it's not a one-size-fits-all for everybody.
So as long as you're happy. Life's short. Go for it.
Yes.
Jazzy, he was just cheating on you, girl. It's okay. It's fine. He's got 2 kids from it. Girl, and you still want to be with him. Just say that.
All right. So that was the clip. Let me remove that. But that was the clip that had us all like, what? So I took a few notes and then we're going to bring Charlysa on just from that. What I gathered from that was, where's my other phone? Make sure I have my notes. But it just wasn't making sense. Y'all tell me what y'all gathered from it. But it was, she said both of the children were either there or already created before they were dating. Then she said, one of the children was 3 and the other one had turned 1 about a month ago. Now, when Potomac was filming. They were spotted in Charlotte around May 20, because Wendy's birthday is May 21st. I think they was first spotted in Charlotte filming May 28th. And Jazzy was seen filming for the first time. She was spotted around May 18th. So she's saying that, around that May time frame when they were filming, that the second child had turned 1 about a month ago. Then we saw the flashback where they're enjoying the bachelor pad, she said, and she saw a picture of the first child on the wall. But by the time they got serious, she said that the woman was pregnant with the second baby. She mentioned they were together a couple of years. She says they were dating for 2 to 3 months when Charlysa was pregnant with the second baby. And she said he didn't know about this, that he didn't know about the pregnancy, hence why she found out later on I guess later on down the line. She also said they have been together I just listening to what Ashley was saying when she said, okay, been together 2 years, the baby's 1 year old, the first baby, and then gestational baby time 9 months, then there's a new baby, another 6 months before you find out. It just wasn't making sense. And Jazzy is now engaged to Darius. I think they got engaged around August 7th is when I had posted it, that they got engaged. I know she waited a week or two or so before she posted it, but I had already seen that she was engaged to him, got engaged around August 7th. And that's the timeline I have. Am I missing anything? Let me know. But we're going to bring Charlysa in now, bring her up on the screen. And she's beautiful, by the way. Hi, Charlysa. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome, no problem.
Well, I just wanted to understand first from you your relationship with Darius, like around when did you first meet him? Because honestly, when I see some of the pictures that you posted, because when you given Christmas pajama matching, that's a serious relationship. So I was like, are they high school sweethearts? Did you meet in college or something? How long have you known him?
Me and him met in 2020.
Okay.
And believe it or not, we met at a gas station. And to be honest, when we first met, I gave him my Instagram. We didn't even exchange numbers or anything. He hit me up on Instagram. Like a few times, I kind of ignored it because I had just got out of like a really toxic relationship. So I'm like, I'm not ready to jump into anything else. I'm like, let me just pump my brakes, give it some time, and just, So eventually I did end up reaching back out to him because he like, you really gonna keep ignoring me? Like, you're not gonna talk to me? So he pursued me. We end up talking. We went out on a date. We dated like a couple like went on a couple of dates, I guess. It got really serious really fast.
Okay.
And I would say like, and let's make this clear because people keep saying I'm after him because he has money, whatever. No. When I met him, I didn't even know he played for the NFL, that he was with the Chiefs, nothing. Like when I first met him, I guess he didn't want women to know that he was in the NFL because he wanted them to like him for him, I guess. So when I met him, he just told me he was here on an internship.
Okay.
And I never really watched football until we started dating, and I started rooting for my man at the time. So it's like I didn't know anything about it, so I wouldn't have knew that he played for the Chiefs or anything. It was just something that came out eventually when he got activated. He told me like, hey, I do play for the Chiefs. And I was like, oh, well, that's a good thing. But I didn't give a damn.
And I wanted to know, because I am a little bit of a football girl. Like, does he play? Does he really play? Does he sit on the sideline?
Honestly, to be honest with you, I don't want to like make it seem like he does play. He's on and off. He's on and off the field. I believe himself a few times, so he had to step down. But he does play. He has had some playing time. I know a lot of people have been like, he's a practice squad player. Like, no, he's played in a lot of games.
I ain't gonna hold you because I know he was recently traded to Dallas, and I was looking at the stats and all I saw was dashes. So I was like, and I'm an NFL red zone girl. Like I watch all games, every Sunday, and I'm like, So I don't think that would have been a main goal or something that, like you said, you may have been aware of at the time. Okay, so you guys met in 2020 and things got serious, you say, really fast. When around when did it become a committed relationship, or did you ever really have that conversation?
I think it became like committed probably like around December-ish. And then it got even more serious like in January. And I found out I didn't find out I was pregnant until February. We both didn't know that I was pregnant because I was told that I would never have kids. Like I was diagnosed with infertility. So when I met him, I did tell him that. And when I found out I was pregnant, I was really scared and very nervous to tell him because I'm like, I don't want you to think that I'm doing this. And I gave him the option to walk away, to not stay. I'm like, if you don't, I understand that you're young, you might not be ready for this, but I was told that I never have kids. And I'm like, this is something that I've been praying for. This is something that I really want. So I'm like, I understand. Like, we can sign some stuff, get it notarized. You can sign over your rights. Like, you don't have to stay here if you don't want to. And of course, no, I'm not that type of guy. I'm going to be here for you. I'm going to support you. And that's what it was.
And you said that was February 2021, was it?
Yes.
Okay. And girl, the doctor told me the same thing, and I got it.
Girl, listen, and now I have two. I'm like, and they back to back at that.
Same here. They're 17 months apart. Okay, so they back to back. I thought the first one was just some type of miracle, and God showed me otherwise. So listen, I know I should have sued the doctor for lying to me.
I say that all the time. I'm like, you know what? And I really was trying. They told me everything, like your FSH levels are low, you aren't ovulating, and I know I'm getting probably a little bit TMI, but I'm telling my truth, whatever.
Right.
But they told me all of these things. They actually diagnosed me for infertility. I actually posted my healthcare portal online because before this even show, I was getting harassed when I was pregnant with Cruz. People were making fake pages. They were telling me they wish my baby died. They was telling me they wish I died giving birth. So this hasn't just started with people like saying stuff about me or creating a narrative for me. Like, and I've always been so cool, so calm, never saying nothing. Like, I turn up on him, of course, but I'm like, I don't be going off on be trying to figure out who did this, who do that. I just stay in my little bubble and just try to be the best mom I can.
And why was that? Why were people attacking you before? Because he's in the NFL?
I don't know listen, it's a lot of secrets that came out recently, like that I didn't know that was going on. And there was a lot of stuff that was coming out like further on in our relationship. So it's like it was really crazy. And to be honest with y'all, I'm not even gonna lie. And it makes me it's making me teary-eyed, to be honest. Like, I went through so much with my first child. I'm like, it was like something that was supposed to be so beautiful. It wasn't at all. And I tell him that all the time. I feel like I was robbed of my first pregnancy, of it being so happy and it being so beautiful. And I feel like other people, it's easy for him to say, ignore it. I'm like, they're not attacking you. So it's easy for you to say, ignore it, don't feed into it, because you're not the one that they're messaging or making fake numbers and texting your phone and saying stuff to you or even sending you pictures. And I'm like, for the life of me, I couldn't understand, like, how the hell are these people getting my number? We're from two different states. Like, how the hell do they even know that I'm the mother of your unborn child? Like, it doesn't even make sense.
The internet finds out everything.
Clearly.
Everything. So you get pregnant, you tell him, you say you give him all the leeway to walk away, sign over his rights, everything. And he decides he wants to stay and be in a relationship with you. Now, during your pregnancy, was he faithful to you? Like, do you think some of these phone calls and stuff came from other women?
I believe so. And to be honest with you, some of the stuff was really, really personal. So I felt like, I'm like, shit, is it him doing it? Like, is it somebody in your family doing it? Yeah, or you pillow talking. Like, for the life of me, I couldn't get to the bottom of it. I'm like, I don't know who's doing it. And to be honest, it sent me in premature birth. Like, I had my son at 27 weeks. My baby stopped growing when I was 4 months pregnant. He was 1 pound 6 ounces. I had him at 1 pound 6 ounces. Like, he didn't go after that. So I'm just like, when I found out about like people sending me pictures and stuff when I was pregnant with my son, I came to find out like like a year later that he actually had a girlfriend in a whole nother state while he was dating me.
Wow.
Like before he was dating me, they were together. But I'm
Wow.
like, when the hell did you have time for this? Because I would be at his house like before practice, after practice. When you're on the road, I'll be at your apartment waiting for you when you come home. Like, and I'm like, I don't understand when the hell you have time for a whole nother life. Like,
Girl,
it doesn't make
it
sense to
didn't
me.
surprise you. I'm
It
telling
doesn't
you.
make sense to me. But I was informed that they had broke up. They weren't together. When me and her did have a conversation on the phone, she was like, "We did break up. We weren't together." So that's probably why, like, he got so intimate with you and so close to you, and y'all got so close so fast. So yeah.
Wow. No, my husband didn't send me into premature labor, but I did have my daughter at about 24, almost 25 weeks, and she was born at 1 pound, 15 ounces. So we connecting
Yeah,
here.
we here. We here.
Prematurity Awareness Month on top of that. So,
Yes.
I'm glad that your son is healthy and thriving. They look absolutely two handsome little boys that I see on your page. So, congratulations to that. And I'm sorry to hear that during your pregnancy you had to deal with the other women and things like that. Sadly, a lot of people say like when you're dating someone in the NFL, that's part of
That's
how it
honestly,
goes.
that's part of the reason because people keep, "You're so dumb, you're so dumb." Let's make this clear. We all done accepted some stuff we shouldn't. We all done been through some stuff, and honestly, most of us have been cheated on, like, whether we know it or don't know it.
Right.
It's you can't prevent it. Like, people gonna do what they wanna do. So, I'm not dumb for sticking around. I'm actually smart as hell for walking away from the situation, honestly.
Right. Agreed. All right, so let's keep walking through this timeline.
Yes.
So, because since you had your first son early, he was born around what time?
He was due in October, but I had him in July.
Okay, so you have him in July, and you guys are still together after giving birth?
No, it was rocky as hell, not even gonna lie. We had a lot going on. And honestly, we tried. It just didn't work. I did like date someone else in between that time, but it was only like for like a month, maybe two. Then me and him started getting serious again, like around December.
Okay. And you got serious around December, and when did you get pregnant with your second son?
Here's the thing, there was a baby in between those two that nobody knows about. So yeah. So I was pregnant again after my first son, before my second son. I was pregnant in between that time. Um the pregnancy ended like around March, April, and then
Okay.
I got pregnant again with my second son on my birthday, which is June.
Okay. So this is June of where we at? 2021 or are we in
2022.
2022? Okay.
Mhm.
So pregnant again in June 2022. How did that conversation go? Was it another conversation of
It
listen?
wasn't a conversation because he was well aware. Like, and I don't this is gonna sound bad and this may get a little bit TMI, but he's one of those people like I'm not pulling out. Like he's one of those people. Like, if we do this, I'm not doing this, and like yeah. So he like you knew as well as I knew what can come with that. And we just was pregnant before then. So it's like you knew what was going on. Like, so it wasn't no conversation that needed to be had. Like we was together. I was very much so in his space, at his house, like I said, all the time, together in a relationship. So
So you guys were living together because now I'm trying to piece
we
together.
wasn't living together, but
Okay.
it's like I guess we loved being in each other's skin so much that we couldn't separate. So it was like him being at my place for most of the time, me being at his place for some of the time. So yeah.
Okay, so you're pregnant with your second child. We're in 2022. You said you found out you got pregnant around your birthday in June 2022. And I'm trying because we're not going to mention her name, but that lady over there on the show said that there was some type of bachelor pad where he saw pictures of the first child and mentioned that she wasn't aware or that he wasn't aware that you were pregnant with the second child. and
He
that
was
you were
pregnant.
already 2 to 3 months pregnant.
No. He didn't find out when I was 2 to 3 months. I don't delete anything because I don't like being made of as a liar. Text messages, I didn't send him the pregnancy test. Like me going to the hospital and finding out, oh, we're having another boy, like all of this stuff. So it's not like it wasn't no surprise to him. He already knew. He found out when I found out, and it wasn't no 2 to 3 months pregnant. I knew instantly when I was pregnant because I'm like, okay, this didn't happen twice before. I'm getting that feeling again. I must be pregnant.
Yeah. You know how I knew when I was pregnant the second time? Because I have the weirdest, dumbest nightmares when I'm pregnant.
Are you me too? And then I sweat. I'm like, what is it? Like where you just sweat so bad when you're pregnant?
That's how I knew. I was like, oh my God, these nightmares are back again. Here we go. I knew it right away. So I get it. All right. So when did you find out, or did you ever find out about that woman over there on the show? How did
So I
that
didn't
come
find
about?
I honestly I found out about her recently. So it wasn't something that I knew prior to. Actually her and I had a conversation on the phone because he had came down here for his training camp, that not training camp, for his football camp that he was having for the kids. I
Mm-hmm.
believe that's when it was. I don't want to get it mixed up, but his stepdad had asked me if they can see the boys, and I'm like, that's fine. I'm like, to be honest with you, Darius has put me through enough stuff. I don't want him around his woman right now, and I just don't think it's the right time. I'm like, my children are used to seeing me and Darius all the time, so it's just like I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to confuse them. And my 3-year-old is smart as hell, so I'm just like, I don't want him to think like, dang, what the hell is going on? Like it was mom and dad, and now it's mom, dad, and somebody else. So I'm like, no. Me and her had a phone conversation because he was like, well, can you talk to her so that you'll feel comfortable with having the boys? I'm like, there's no conversation that's gonna make me feel comfortable with
When was this conversation again? When did you guys have it?
this had to been like it was definitely this year. Had to be like let me see. April, May. Probably like around May or June or something like that. It had to be in like there. I don't think it because he came down here for my son's party
Mm-hmm.
in March. She didn't come. In April she didn't come. So maybe it was when he went to the White House. Child, listen. I don't remember, but it was sometime this year, and it wasn't before March because it was after my son had turned 1 already.
So I saw on your page that you were at the Super Bowl both times that they went and won the Super Bowl. So you were there at the Super Bowl, this last one in February last year. You were there because I seen she was there as well. So
Yes.
what capacity were you there in? Like, were you there just bringing his children, or?
Yeah, so I was there bringing his children. We were in a rocky state because remind you before that they were she had came to the AFC game before the Super Bowl. And him
Mm-hmm.
and I had a conversation about that. I'm like, okay, so what are you doing? I'm like, are you with her? Like, are you messing around? Like, what is going on? Like, because at this point, I'm tired of it. I'm like, we keep going back and forth. I'm not about to do this with you. I'm like, you need to let me know what it is. No, she just popped up and to support me, and we're not on that type time, and this and that. I'm just like, of course, I know it's a lie because I know him. I'm like, sir, I've been with you for 4 years. I know when you freaking lying. Like, I know the lie before it even spit through your damn mouth. So it's just like, okay, whatever. I asked him, I'm like, is she going to be at the Super Bowl? Because I'm like, I don't want to be there if she's going to be there. If that's what you want to do, then do it. Like, I don't want to be there. So he's like, no, she's not going to be there. I would never disrespect you in that manner. And I have the text messages of him saying that, like, literally.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no, she's not going to be there. This is not. When I get there, she's in me and the boys' seats. I don't know if that was to be funny or if they did that on purpose or whatever, but I'm just like, I feel like it was a slap in the face at that point. And that's where I knew I was like, okay, this is where it draws the line. Like, you've disrespected me on so many levels. Like, and now it's like, you're publicly humiliating me, and it's not no more. Like, I'm not no ugly girl. Like,
Not ever.
and I'm just like, I can have the world if I want to. So it's just like, I don't have to settle for this. And that's when we called it off. But like I said, me and her had a conversation. From my understanding, she met Darius when Cruz was 7 months. She never said that they were in a relationship or that they dated. She said that she knew him, that she met him. She said around, I guess, last year, like before he had ended up going to the Raiders, that what did she say? That they before he went to the Raiders, they just, I guess, had stopped talking. She was just like, he was telling her like he had too much going on right now. She was like, but now it makes sense. You were pregnant. Y'all lived together. Y'all had another kid. Like, you had another kid, basically. She was like, now it makes sense to why he was ignoring me or wasn't talking to me or whatever it was. And then she was like, I didn't find out about y'all's second son until the day before the Super Bowl this year. So she didn't find out about Cross until 2024 of this year, the day before the Super Bowl. And the only reason why he said something was because she knew he knows that she would have seen me with 2 babies walking into the damn Super Bowl.
Wow. So you get to the Super Bowl and she's in it. First of all, let me just, everyone's saying hello. The Pop Culture Green Room, Just L is in the building, Reality Check Podcast, all of them. And then they said you have never been ugly, nowhere.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys for checking in. So you get to the Super Bowl and she's in your seat. Did you guys have any exchange?
You know what? I keep it real classy. I was pissed off at him. Don't get me wrong, but I keep it real classy. I didn't cuss nobody out. I didn't do all the extra stuff. We're in a public setting. I'm not about to do all of that. Was my feelings hurt? Absolutely. Because this is somebody that I have children with. This is somebody that I have history with. And I'm just like, it's unacceptable. Unacceptable. Like, you said you wasn't going to do this, but here we are again, you being disrespectful. So it's just like, whew. Like,
did she get out your seat?
She did.
Okay.
She did get out of my seat. And me and my kids and my friend sat there and we watched the game and enjoyed the game. Hey, that's my home team, so I gotta support.
Oh, okay. See, well, I'm a Detroit fan myself, but but I'm a Jersey girl. You know, I've been cheating on the Giants. They was my team. I've been cheating low key for about 7 years before I could say out loud I really do love the Lions, but you know, they both my team. All right. So after the Super Bowl, let's just back up a little bit and talk about, or do you want to talk about what you sent me the other day? Do you want to talk about that at all?
I mean, the pictures, we can say that we've had like him showing him, he wasn't just showing up for the Christmas pictures. We literally took another set of Christmas pictures that were way more intimate between him and I. And our family spent Christmas together. I was at the Christmas game and both of our families, his family and my family, spent Christmas together in an Airbnb. So if that's just for the kids being together or the intimate pictures is just for him being there to support the kids, then hey, I guess whatever you want to call it.
Ooh, okay. And what is your relationship like with him now? Like,
we've actually been in a really good space. That's why I'm like, but then I'm just like, and then he was like, you shouldn't be doing these podcasts. I'm like, I don't care. Listen, she has a platform to create this narrative for me. And I'm tired of people creating a narrative for me. And then I hate the freaking, stop calling me a baby mama. I'm not a baby mama. I take damn good care of my kids. That baby mama title is like so ghetto. Like, I don't like it. Throw it out the window.
That's what I've been saying. His children.
Yes, mother. I am the mother of his children. Put some respect on my name.
That's right. And
when I was saying that in the chat, I wasn't saying like she needed to say my name or anything like that. Because people was like, what did you want her to say your name? Like, no, I didn't want her to say my name. You could have just said the mother of his children. Like,
she could have just not said anything at all, Charlysa.
Yeah,
like,
and that's another thing. I'm like, she could have just said you have kids, and like that's not up for discussion. You could have just left it at that.
Nobody asked her about him having any children. They simply asked about the relationship. There was no need to bring you up, drag you into this, have your children's pictures plastered all over the internet. Like, there was not a need for that at all. Like, this is a friend of the show. I know us, all my other content creators, we don't really be checking for the friend of unless there's somebody that we feel like, all right, they giving us the tea. We might want to see them in a full-time role. We wasn't checking into it. It wasn't until we got this bogus ass timeline that everybody was like, all right, so what's really going on here? So the Christmas pictures are from what years?
It was December of last year.
So December of last year. Yes. And then you had the other ones were from...
They were in the same year. So we took some in pajamas and then we took some dressed up. But we spent Christmas together the year before and we have on matching pajamas. But I'm like, we spent it at my mom's house and all of us like had dinner, wore matching pajamas. After that, we went to my grandma's house, ate dinner. He stayed the night with me at my mom's house. So it's just like, it wasn't like, I can't lie about this. I'm not making this up. Like, I can't just put something out there and be like, oh, this is what it is. No, I have receipts, okay? And I make sure that I keep them because I don't like being made out of it as a liar. Like,
and that she does. I would not share them, but I will tell you guys she has shared with me. And, looking at the timeline and, the pictures, they are definitely from 2023. So I can attest to that. Now, after this comes out on the show, and now everybody's looking up your page trying to find you, including i.e. me, who reached out to you to have this interview, what have you had any further conversations with her? Or is it just, or with, I'm sure you're talking to him for the children, but what is it like now?
It's not weird. He just don't want me to do this. He's like, why you got to say something? You just making it so messy. I'm like, I'm not. First of all, I don't feel like I'm being messy. I feel like I'm speaking my truth. If she can speak her truth, then I can definitely speak mine too. She has a whole platform to do so. And I feel like I should be able to too. Like, everybody's been painting this picture of me. Can I paint my own damn picture? Can I tell my own damn story? Like, without everybody else trying to do it for me.
Right.
And to be honest, we've been really, really cool, really, really chill, like getting along. And I have a new guy in my life and he's super, super sweet. I really, really like him. And I told him about that. I'm like, eventually we can get to the point where we can all meet up and I can meet your woman, you can meet my man, and we can go from there.
Did you know that he was going to propose to her? Did you know that?
No, I didn't. And to be honest with you, I'm just as shocked as everybody else and how fast that everything is moving, to be honest. Because I'm just like, how are you laid up with me, in love with me one day, and then here you are with someone else? Like, I don't know, whatever it is. And now you're like so happy in love, and now you want to get married and buy houses and shit, but it is what it is.
Man, but the way you put him,
y'all supposed to get a house together too, but I'm just like, Dallas is not my move. He wanted to move to Dallas, and I have text messages where me and him were sending houses back and forth to each other, and I'm just like, Dallas isn't my move. Like, I can do Arizona, I can do Seattle, I can do something like that, but I'm just like, Dallas is not my move. If you from Kansas City, then like everybody from Kansas City moved to Dallas. That's not my thing. I don't want to move to Dallas.
So you were discussing moving to Dallas because this trade was recent, like within the last.
This was before he even knew that he was still with the Chiefs. So before he even knew if he was going to be back with the team or whatever, we were talking about like getting a house and moving somewhere else. So
I was about to say, because I was that was pretty recent. Because if you go to the Cowboys site, he's on there still in his Chiefs uniform. Yeah. Like, they didn't even get him a new picture yet. So I'm like,
I feel like they still have like his college picture, like when he first came. I don't even think they have an updated picture or anything. I don't even think he has on the picture.
They really short. He was in the growth stage.
Yeah, I've been knowing him since then, since the little bitty dreads. We laugh about that all the time. I'm like, I've been knowing you since them things wasn't even hanging. You didn't have no hang time.
Wow, this is a lot of information, and the comments are pouring in. Let me read some of them. They say, Miss Lady J says, I believe it. It's only for the show. A lot of people seem to be thinking that he's using her for exposure on the show. Somebody said, not to be messy, he didn't look happy at the ring shop. Y'all are a mess. This is Instagram coming in. And they were saying that, they believe everything that you're saying. And we had some questions on Facebook too. Latoria said, do you think he was manipulated into asking her to marry him?
I don't have no comment on that because I don't know, and I don't want to be messy. I really and truly don't know. Maybe he do love her. Maybe he do really care, and maybe that's what he really want to do. And some people bring out a better person in some people, so you never know. So that might be his person. I just know it ain't me no more.
Yeah, and I ain't even trying to be messy, but when the trade happened, and I saw her page, and she was like, I was like, well, damn, did she up and move to Dallas? Like she was at the game, she was like head of the WAGs over there, and again, I was saying, dude, this man play that good. Like I don't see him on the field. Like I literally was looking for him because the way she went hard with the WAGs over there, I was like, maybe I'm missing something.
He's a really good player, though. Like all in all, he's a really good player. I feel like he doesn't get enough recognition as he should, or enough play time as he should. But he really is a really good player, and I won't take that away from him.
That's good. I mean, the team ain't doing too well as a whole right now, but maybe they
we
give him a shot.
That when he came here for the boys' Halloween. I'm like, Dallas ain't looking too good, my boy. Like. You should have stayed with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't know. They playing tonight. I'm gonna see what they looking like. They playing the Texans tonight, so I'm gonna have to take a look and see what's going on.
Yeah, right.
And they said that you are a class act. And they said, thank you so much, Charlysa, for giving us your time. I'm so glad to hear your story. Yes, I truly appreciate it. Anything else you want us to know about you, what you have going on? Where we know you got a new man now.
Yes, I got a new man. Look, and y'all about to see me all over social media. My man. Look, but he's really a sweetheart. And I can't wait for him to meet my kids because he has kids of his own, and he's like the best dad ever. And I'm just like, oh, I need that in my life. Not saying that Darius is a bad dad. He's not whatsoever. It's just with us being so far like apart, like he doesn't really get to spend enough time with them, but he does make sure that he calls and FaceTimes them and get his time in. And I don't want to make him seem like a bad person because even though he didn't treat me well, it doesn't make him a bad person. Maybe that's just the way he treated me, and maybe he won't do another woman like that. But that's what happened between me and him. So he really was a sweetheart at times. He wasn't always bad.
How old is he? I mean, maybe it's just room to grow.
He's 28. He'll be 29 in January. And everybody keeps saying this age gap. I am not 35. I am 33. And when is 33 old? When did 30 get old?
John, I'm about to be 40 in December. So I wish somebody would say in the comments that's old.
No, I seen somebody trolling like on the I think on the thing that you had posted, somebody was like, well, ask her this and the age group, and she's like 35. I'm not 35. I'm 33, but I feel like I'm 25. So
and you look like it. How about that? Well, thank you again, Charlysa, for stopping by.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
We wish you all things, and it's good to hear that he's a good father, and we're definitely not trying to paint him out to be a bad guy. It's like, not to excuse it. He's in the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. Like, if you watch
a lot that comes with that. Like, women will literally throw their stuff. I had people that were cool with me, like literally so cool with me, people I work with that was trying to talk to him. So it's just like, it comes with the territory, and I prepared myself for it as to why I was so forgiving and tolerated a lot of shit, like, honestly. So yeah,
I don't know how you do it. I mean, I watch WAGs, I watch basketball. Hell, I watch the game on Netflix every single night. That's how I fall asleep. Like, it's a hell of a world to be in. So
you have to be a really strong person to deal with someone like that, like, honestly. And I won't lie, it tore me apart. Like, the stuff that he put me through, I had to go to God about all of this stuff and rebuild myself and just like forgive him for what he did so that I would be happy and be able to move on and all of the above. Like, he did what he did, but it is what it is. Like, you live and you learn. So
yeah. Well, you have rebuilt yourself, and I totally get, especially after having 2 children back to back and just working on getting your back to yourself, getting your mental back, getting your body back. It's a struggle in itself, and then to have to do it through public eye or with someone in the professional football league at that, I can only imagine. So kudos to you. You are a blessing, a beautiful young lady. She's not no old lady. and I wish the best for you. And thank you again for doing this. Guys, thank you everybody for checking in. We're going to end the live now. Charlysa, you hang tight for a second, but we're going to end the live now. Thank you everyone for joining. If you didn't get to watch the live in its entirety, it will be up on my YouTube channel so you can watch the whole thing. Link is in my bio on Instagram and Facebook. Just click the YouTube channel to watch. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe while you over there. And follow Charlysa. Follow her.
Right, yes. Go follow my TikTok. I post my kids all the time. I just love them.
Yes, get into that mom content era, okay? Thank y'all.
Bye, everybody.